If you want amazing things in your life, you have got to dream big. Let me break it down for you. First and foremost, it's important to take time to dream. These are things like your bucket list. I love my bucket list. I sit down and go over my bucket list all the time. In fact, I have a bunch of things that are action items that are there. It's not just go to Monet's garden, it's paint in watercolor paint in Monet's garden. Or it's not just travel somewhere, it's like ride a particular train or walk a particular trail in a particular country or city or place, right? Things like shop the markets and buy spices at the Marrakesh markets in Morocco. Fun things that are action and that I can literally envision them when I see them on that list. They pop up at me. I've seen images on the internet and in books, and I'm so excited to do some of these things. And I'm so excited to look at what I have accomplished. So when you dream big, it's important to take the time to think about what is it you want to do when you get there? What's that experience you want? What is that atmosphere, that event? Now listen, things won't always go as planned. That's part of having that resiliency skill. Sometimes things are closed or it doesn't work out. That's okay too. So take the time to dream. Create a bucket list, a vision board. I know I love seeing some of those vision boards, journaling out those different elements. Where do you want to travel? What do you want to accomplish? What are 5 things you want to learn in the new year? Those are fun ones in January, but they can be done any time of year. Now, you also want to create goals that fit your dreams. Now, if your dream is to live in the south of France, like mine was, back in 2013, I had no idea how I was going to accomplish this. But I knew I wanted to figure out how to work remotely and live in the south of France for a month. So I had to work backwards. What will you need to do to support that dream? Well, some of those things were like, I needed to be able to work remotely. At the time, I had a brick and mortar law firm business, so that was a little different. I didn't know how I was going to get there yet, but I knew that was some of the segments. So you've got to sketch out some concrete goals, like being able to work remotely, looking online, finding, is this viable? Creating a budget for it, knowing how much per day I was going to spend to have a place with amazing internet, an amazing view right off the Mediterranean, like some incredible stuff going on there. So this is about up-leveling you. This is one of the reasons we talk about up-level your business, up-level your life, because as you learn to organize your business, create those short sprints, those timelines, those milestones, you start to do it in your personal life as well. That's the big thing, is you break down into the smaller sub goals and create an action plan. So some of the things I did was narrow down where in the south of France I wanted to be. Then I started looking at Airbnb places. I started getting an idea of my budget, what I would need to do. So I set some segments along. Even though I didn't have it all perfectly figured out, it was an incredible process, and I had an amazing time in the south of France. So again, create those big dreams, right? And then create goals that are going to fit in and layer in with that. I now run a virtual company where I can travel wherever and still run my company. So again, these are different steps to that ladder to fit your needs, your dreams, your goals. How to calendar in those goals so those dreams become reality. It's one of the most common questions I get asked. Well, we need to create a timeline by quarter. What are you going to do this quarter, next quarter, third quarter, right? Don't get overwhelmed. Sometimes you can't do it all in one month. Sometimes you can, right? You've got to take the time to figure this out. So put these dates on a calendar. Now, listen, in the beginning, these might be soft deadlines, right? You're just kind of anchoring in, okay, I'd like to get this done by this date. And again, work backwards, right? I use the baby on the way plan for a great example of this, right? Baby's coming in 9 months. Well, 1 month before, you got to be ready to be completely off in case there's bed rest or other medical issues going on. 2 months before, we've got to make sure certain elements are happening. Check out our other video on baby on the way plan, or reach out to us and we'll get that to you. We've got a little segment on that. But again, you work backwards and you know what are the things that have to be in place that give you peace of mind to know that billings are happening, your phones are being answered, marketing is happening, right? So we've got to back these things up, and that's where you set those different dates on a calendar. They're rough, but they're at least on there. Then communicate those goals to your team, those goals, what projects you're working on to effectuate that end goal that you want to accomplish. So take the time to share with your team. They're an important part of this journey with you. And stay accountable. This is where having a coach comes in. I know our accountability coaches do a great job of asking people, where are they? What are they trying to accomplish? And keeping them on track. So there you have it, how to dream big and make sure you calendar those goals in so that your dream becomes a reality.